All right. Hey, guys. How you doing? This is Sean Woods, your City of Coaches podcast. Got a special guest today, Coach Lucas Ramirez over at Saguaro. It's in Scottsdale, Arizona. Guys know I've been doing this whole Arizona thing. And, it's so many schools to go around. Coach, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. I definitely thank you for during this time frame. I know we're all quarantining, but we still got content to make, right? So
exactly.
So you're just heading to your first year over at the school you're at now, right?
Correct. Yep. Got hired about a month ago.
Well, tell me a little bit how you feel about taking over Rosine over there.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. It's a really good school, great community. With a storied history of success, not just in basketball, but obviously, I think when people think of Saguaro right now, they think of the great job the football program's done, and Coach Mons has done a really, really, really phenomenal job. One of the best coaches in the country, and just collectively, it's an exciting time to be a part of the community. From athletics to even their academic programs and other extracurricular programs. It's just a really great community all around. So definitely looking forward to being a part of it.
Well, like I said already, congratulations getting over there when I messaged you on the Twitter. So I do understand you spent some year over at a Horizon under, is it Jerry Connor? Is that the head coach?
Jerry. Mm-hmm. Yep. I spent 3 seasons there under Coach Connor. He was there for 6 years at Horizon. And that job meant a lot to me. I graduated from Horizon. And it was a real exciting couple of years to coach at the alma mater and teach over there. And it's a very special community as well. And forever will have a place in my heart. But once this opportunity came about, I had to, go pursue it and see what came of it. And luckily they made the decision to hire me.
That's a good decision. You remind me of myself a little bit. You got right into it. I understand you were helping out the college you were going to at the time at Phoenix College. You spent some time at is it a high school? What, Phoenix North Canyon? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, North Canyon High School. So I started right out of high school. So I went to Arizona State, and then while I was at ASU, I was helping out at North Canyon. And I worked there for Mike O'Gwyn, who's been there for a number of years now. And I mean, that was my chance to get my feet wet. He threw me to the wolves and just hit the ground running and had my hands in a little bit of everything. And I worked with him at the AAU side of things and also, at the high school level. So it was a great opportunity for me to really just step into the profession and see what it was all about. And then from there, was very, very lucky enough to get offered a job at Phoenix College under Matt Gordon, who's, did a phenomenal job at Phoenix College. And again, that was a great, step up in a way, just kind of opening the door at the college level for me and just seeing what that was all about. And, just a lot of great positive experiences, success on the floor, growing as a person and a coach. And on top of that, just kind of seeing what that next level was all about. And then right about that same time, I graduated from ASU and then started teaching at Horizon, where I went to high school as well, like I said. And after a couple of years of teaching in the building, enough people harassed me enough to get me to coach at Horizon, which was an awesome, like I said, just a phenomenal 3 years. 3 years I was there, 6 years, Coach Connor and the rest of the staff were there. And yeah, it was a phenomenal journey so far. And, it's still just the beginning and, we have a lot of work to do, but we're looking forward to it.
You definitely do, Coach. Without a question, you've got you hit the ground running as a freshman. You could have did anything. You dedicated basically your life, to helping out the youth and getting where they want to go. And obviously, it sounds like you've been a part of some good, if anything, some good teaching, some stable coaches and such things like that. And that's probably why you're at the situation you're in now. Heading into your first head coaching position, which is a blessing, especially because starting early. I started early as well. so I know exactly. And now I feel like a veteran, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm retired. Ain't that weird to say? But I am. You probably heard of many videos and such things like that. So, I mean, obviously, we don't necessarily know what kind of scheme are you looking to implement over at your new school, Saguaro?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's funny. I've been doing it for a while now, and here I am. I mean, I'm 26, but I've been doing it since I was 18.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, it's been a quick journey so far. It's flown by. It's been fun every bit of it. But scheme wise, I adapt to the personnel we have. I think that's the only way that you can be successful in many ways at the high school level is you have to be willing to adapt to the personnel you have, the players you have. I think it's different at the college level. Obviously, you can recruit to the style you want to play, whether it's on the offensive end, defensive end, or just in general type of guy you want to have, kids you want in your program. So we have a lot of returners coming back, 8 to 9 returners, with varsity experience, heavy in the guard department. I think, most of us are. So for us, we want to play fast and up tempo offensively. Defensively, we want to play fast too. We want to get up in pressure and make you work for it in every single possession. Whether that means we're playing full court man or zone or a variety of things. I think those decisions will be made the closer we get to it. Once I can get in the gym with the guys and get a true evaluation of what we're doing. But at the end of the day, my big piece is, every year we're going to adapt to what we have coming back and play to their strengths. It's not about me or us and, what we think the best offense is or defense is. It's trying to every year get better and better, being able to teach a system that works for the kids that we have coming in.
So I had to ask you this, Coach, because obviously you're taking over a regime and we're quarantined, and Arizona does have the benefit on the usual circumstances that you can go all year. So how are you able to, not to give everything away, but how are you able to keep in contact with your players and such like during this time frame?
Yeah, I was really fortunate to already have some sort of a relationship with some of the players because I started working in the building in January. Again, total coincidence how it all happened. It all just fell into place.
Nice.
So I met some of the kids already just by being in their classrooms, whatever it might be. So that definitely helped. But a bigger, just bad timing, with everything getting hired, it turned into spring break. And the plan was, once we got back from spring break, we were going to have our formal meeting and then, really start making plans from there. But, with everything going on, school was then quickly shut down, that next week. So for us, just keeping in touch with, the parents, keeping in touch with the returners and as best as possible. So whether that's on the phone, whether that's texting, or, we've done some Zoom meetings as well. So at this point, just keeping in touch with them, letting them know we care about them, letting them know we're checking in on them and just going from there and just establishing our relationships with them at this point, because it'd be a lot different, if we were in the gym, not just working out, but, just with everything going on, technology is our best friend. Everyone's on Zoom right now. I got the NFL draft on over here. They're doing the whole thing on Zoom. So, everyone's dealing with it. It is what
You're
it is.
right. I didn't think about that. I had to ask you that because I'm like, hold on, what are they doing? I don't know, because I wouldn't even know what I would be doing right now, trying to keep in contact with these kids and make sure they're good to go. But especially with you coming into this new situation, I understand that, and we're going to ask you more about your program too, so I'm going to get into it right now. So, they just finished off, a season probably not too fond of. What are type of things that may have transpired from the end of last season that you can change, quickly beginning of this upcoming season?
Yeah, I mean, I told the parents and the kids and even the administration, through this whole process that, you know, we don't want to dwell on the past, what may have happened, you know, what happened. It is what it is, you know. So but to your question, you know, what can we do to make sure that, you know, they're in the positions to be successful? I think that's just following in you know, the cliche process of just buying into our program, and that doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen over a Zoom call. It doesn't happen over, you know, one email being sent out announcing me being hired. You know, that's something that would be valuable right now, being in the gym, leading up to things, you know, summertime program, everything. But, you know, I think just little by little, day by day, doing things the right way and playing to our standard that we're going to have, you know, doing that will add up over time, and you know, the results will follow after that. But the main message is, you know, don't dwell on the past. You know, it is what it is. Yeah. You can't change it. It is what it is. Now, some positives though to draw back from is they beat a really good Arcadia team at the end of last year, and you know, we have the opportunity to play them early in the season next year in a non-region, you know, district game. You know, so there are some positives to draw from. I think there's positives that we have a lot of guys coming back. So, you know, when it comes to you know, dwelling on the past, we won't do that, but just getting them engaged, excited, you know, playing with enthusiasm, effort, energy, you know, all those things combined. But again, it doesn't happen overnight. It would be nice to start that process in person now, but you know, it is what it is, and you know, we'll go from there. But you know, that'll be something that is built up, you know, between once we're able to get in that gym, and then, you know, even throughout our season. So yeah, just looking forward to getting back in the gym.
I'm excited for you. I mean, and having 9 seniors returning, regardless if you had your hands on them or not, they come with experience, right? Senior-led teams do come with experience, or I would say not as nervous. Let's say that, right? Because you're teaching my whole new scheme and stuff like that. And I know you have a couple good teams in your conference. I'm looking at your division right now, actually, on the laptop. So that's exciting. And I know you were at you know, at Horizon, and you left there. So like you know, Coach Jerry speaks highly about you. And it'll be like your high school coach spoke highly about you as well. So,
they're both just very, very nice. Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of great people along the way, you know, and you know, it goes back to, you know, getting my first start with Mike O'Gwin. You know, he was my AAU coach. And then, you know, we worked together for a number of years. You know, that was awesome. Being able to just develop our relationship at a different level, and also learning so much from him. And then just throughout the past couple of years, whether it be working for Matt Gordon at Phoenix College, again, great relationship, learning a ton. I mean, just taking things from every person that you work with and for, and even people you observe from afar. You know, Coach Connor, you can't speak more highly of, you know, Arizona Hall of Famer, been there, done that, and just class personified, honestly. I mean, just probably one of the classiest guys in the state. And you know, he did a really, really nice job at Horizon and you know, changing the culture, you know, that was desperately needed. You know, upon his hiring, people were excited about basketball again, so that was great. And then, yeah, you know, high school coach Paul Long, great guy, always been very supportive. You know, he was one of the first guys to call me right after I got the job. I hadn't really told many people, but somehow, one way or another, he heard, and you know, he called me on a Friday night and just wished me congrats, and you know, it was really great to hear from him. And obviously, I worked with him in the building at Horizon for a couple of years too. So yeah, I mean, just surrounded by a lot of positive people, and you know, people who have been supportive along the way, and yeah, without them, none of this would be possible. To be in this opportunity, at such a young age, it is very humbling. So yeah, man, it's fun. It's exciting.
That's a good thing that you have those relationships with. Obviously, you were mentored, under them. So obviously, it's going to mold you as a coach as well. Some of that long-standing experience, especially with the Hall of Fame coach Jerry. And then you have your emotional support from your high school coach and the person who gave you your first gig. So that's exciting all around. To be a part of all that. I'm really excited for what you have in store over there. I have to ask you some loose questions though, because that's the way my show goes. Right?
Okay.
So, currently, you got the NBA situation. As a coach, and you have 5 players that you wanted to coach from the NBA that you feel like would implement, that you'd be able to get along with each other. Give me 5 players from the NBA that you'll put on your starting 5.
Oh man, that's a tough question. That's that man. Dang. I would start with Damian Lillard.
Okay.
I have some. One of my good friends was a college teammate of his, so I think I would convince him to join my team. So I think I have an inside there. Man, that's a really good question. Damian Lillard, ASU bias, James Harden.
I thought you would say that first.
Shoot. I guess I could have LeBron. There's no rule saying that there's no cap space.
No, there's no cap space.
And then, dang, 2 more guys. I need to watch the NBA more. I clearly don't. I just know the stars and I watch the big games. Give me whatever bigs you want. I'll take Luka and shoot, surprise me with a 5th and we'll find a way.
All right, for that matchup, and someone who will give you consistent buckets, I would say I would give you I would give Rudy Gobert at the bottom just because he won't be out. He'll be out the way. He'll be able to move around with them. So we hit you with because a lot of times we don't want to ask you that because a lot of kids and coaches and people like they're fans of basketball, but how do these teams work, right? How do you get these teams together when it's just messy? Obviously, you see what San Antonio did or something like that. What type of college teams that you're interested in that you actually look over, maybe implement in part of your program or such things like that? We're not giving too much.
No, I think there's a lot of good points you just made. I think people don't realize how important it is just getting guys to mesh. I think everyone in the world watched The Last Dance over the weekend, and they're going to continue to watch the Michael Jordan Bulls documentary. And I think, honestly, probably one of the more impressive takeaways, I think from a coach's perspective, is just that Phil Jackson was able to bring all that talent together and all these different egos and all these different problems going on. I think that probably is very underrated when it comes to just everything about the Bulls dynasty. But Phil being able to bring everything together, and he did it again, in LA for a good period of time. So that's very important. But when it comes to what college programs I enjoy watching, of course Arizona State. I like the. I think Coach Hurley's done a really nice job just invigorating the basketball program with energy and just exciting games to watch. Letting his guards play with freedom and it's fun to watch. But historically, though, for me, growing up, I loved watching North Carolina play. My memories at a young age are watching those Carolina teams throughout the years, and just great matchups with Duke and back and forth. But I'm more of just a fan of college basketball.
Yes.
I'll watch any big game on. I'll watch a mid-major game, a low-major game. It doesn't matter to me who's playing. There's a lot of good stuff that you can take from coaches at all levels. But yeah, no. For me, my first memories of college basketball growing up is watching those Carolina teams play.
That's a signing, definitely with the college teams. Because the reason why I've been stressing that on the podcast because I don't, I used to be a college coach, so I'm aware of like what we didn't get. I'll get a lot of kids who didn't know any schemes, anything, or any how to working through a system, right? So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like really stressing like college, high school coaches to really implement these kids to actually learn basketball, where they actually can last longer than 6 months after college and actually get their degree.
Yeah.
That's the goal, not just say
Yeah.
you got them there, right? So I'm glad that you gave me that information. So here at the end of the conversation, you're going into, your season coming up, God willing, that everything gets going,
Yeah.
and you be able to get your team going or something like that. I don't know if you have your staff or not, but say like if I am a young coach, and I'll say someone or inexperienced, because you could be 40 and never coached before, and they wanted to join your staff. How would you? I would say how you convince them, but how would you pitch your vision to like maybe someone's trying to join your staff?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the same, pitch I would give trying to convince a kid on campus to come out and play basketball or why to play basketball. At Saguaro, it's just being a part of something special. I think, I think just being part of a team game, being able to represent not just a school but a community is a special thing. And when you're a coach, there's responsibility in that. I don't care if you're the head coach. I don't care if you're the assistant, or a player, or a manager, whoever it is. I mean, you are a pillar in that community. People are going to look to you for leadership and pride. So in terms of coaches, I want to be around guys that are passionate about the game. They want to keep getting better, because I don't have all the answers. So I need guys around me that can help guide me as well. And just people who are willing to be and excited to be a part of young people's lives and be a part of that key foundation, the high school years, athletics. You learn so much, during those pivotal points. So it's really fun to be a part of, I think. And yeah, I mean, that's the big thing. It's like, do you want to be a part of something bigger than yourself and be selfless and help give back? At the end of the day, that's what we're here for. We're all competitors. We all like to win, and a lot in the paper, on the Twitter, whatever it is, people talk about
yeah, we're everywhere.
Who's winning, who's losing, who's doing a great job, and at the end of the day, if we don't do the best job just making these young boys into young men, then we failed.
Right.
We need to lay the foundation and groundwork for them during these years, and hey, if we win a couple ball games along the way, then even better.
Well, that is exciting information, Coach. I want to thank you for spending your evening with me, with the City of Coaches podcast. I look forward to updates to what's going on with you the upcoming season. Best believe I'm going to be at least a couple of games, probably come say hi to you, let you know that I do pay attention. Any coach that comes on this is alarm to me. I might come back with you for another loose conversation. I don't know. Have you seen the last episode of my loose conversation? We just really just talk. But outside of that, I wish you and your program the much success coming up, and I appreciate the opportunity. Most definitely.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me, and you're always welcome around.
No problem. See you soon.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right, guys. So that was Coach Lucas Ramirez. I really appreciate the opportunity to interview him in this time frame, right? Because this is a very interesting time for coaches. They're trying to find ways to make sure they're staying involved and make sure the players are, still interested. They're probably getting restless in the house. So these are the point where coaches, especially in Arizona, where the fact that a lot of coaches, they literally get all year with their players. So this is the way for the past 3 years, 4 years maybe. So it's good to see coaches, find ways to have Zoom meetings and talk to the players and parents. Definitely excited for Coach's future over there at Saguaro, over there in Scottsdale, Arizona. But like I said, thank you for the opportunity with Coach Ramirez, and see you guys soon. City Coaches Podcast. Peace.